Let's take a look at this project, a very simple project. It has a package, and then inside of that package there is the class rectangle. And let's imagine that we define more classes, circle, triangle, and so on. And then all we want is having all of those classes packed in a jar file that we will use in another project. So just imagine that we have lots of classes here in this package, rectangle, circle, and so on. Let's generate a constructor. Let's generate getters and setters. Let's fix the code. We don't want to assign the value directly, so let's add, over here we need to check. I mean, only if radius is, let's keep it simple, bigger than 0, then it is okay, and that value will be assigned. And let's assume that we have the function area. We can invoke in order to get the area of that circle, and so on. So when you write the code, all you have is those classes defined in files with the Java extension. You still don't have the Java bytecode files. When you try to execute, they will be created automatically. But if you don't execute any program in your project, they won't be created, and the only way to create them would be going to top menu, build project, and then you can see that we suddenly have the out folder, and here we have the hierarchy of those folders according to the package. We have com, inside we have LifeMichael, inside we have samples. So what we can do is moving to the terminal and make sure you are inside the correct folder. Here's the folder out. Inside there we have production. Inside production we have the name of the module, which is actually the name of the project, Jar demo, and that's it. Now if I check what I have, I can see that I have the folder com, and inside com we have LifeMichael, and inside LifeMichael you have samples, and inside samples you have those Java bytecode files. Every class you define in Java eventually is compiled into a Java bytecode file. Even if you define all classes in the same file, which is possible as long as there is only one class that is public and the name of the file is the same name as of that class, it is possible. Eventually, for each class, there will be a separated Java bytecode file. Even if you define a class and an inner class, we will get two separated Java bytecode files. So the first thing is to make sure you are in that folder where you have the first folder of the top package. So in this case, com. And then you can use the utility jar, and then you can specify that you want to create a file, specify the name of that jar file, our library, for instance, with the jar extension, and then you can write dot, meaning you want to create a jar file for everything that exists in this specific folder recursively, and voila, you get that file. Now you can start using that file in other projects. So let's get back to the IntelliJ and create a new project. let's call it our program. And let's create a new window for that project. Okay. This way it would be possible to move between the two projects. We have the jar demo project and we have the new one. And here let's write program. Let's do it properly, create a package, call it com life Michael. Oh, you know what? Let's create another package. For instance, com ai.prompo.samples. Prompo is my favorite startup. And here, let's create a program, a class that actually includes the main method. Let's do it the old way. Public static void main, like that. And now let's try to write code that use those classes that I have just packed in a jar file. So in order to use those classes, we need to write the full qualified name or have the import statement. So we can have import com.lifemichael.samples.star, everything. As you can see, currently the IntelliJ doesn't recognize this package because we don't have that package in this project. Shortly, we will have it. After all, we developed something with com life Michael samples. We still haven't arranged that jar to be available for this project. Soon you will see how everything works out. So what we want to do is to create a variable that will hold a reference for a new object that describes a rectangle. And no, I don't want to import that rectangle from the java.awt package, which already exists. I don't want that. I want to use a rectangle from com life Michael samples. But as you know, that jar file, we still need to connect this specific project with that jar file in order for IntelliJ to identify the com life Michael.samples package and the rectangle class inside. So look at the next step. Here on top menu, you have file, and then you have project structure. And here you can find lots of possibilities. One of them is libraries, and I can press plus and say that I want this specific project to use a library that was packed as a jar file. So I just need to find that jar file. I can place it wherever I want. Well, I know that it was created and was placed over, not here, over here, okay? But of course, I could save that jar file in another location. Just make sure you know where you keep it. And then open, okay, apply, okay. And now, voila, rectangle is recognized and we can use it, and we can use circle, and I mean the specific rectangle that comes from com life Michael samples. I can also use circle. Let's execute this code, see that it works. Run program.main, and here it is.